Hey everyone, so it's finals week, but our finals are different here. We do essays instead of exams, which is really awful because, I'll have 2,000 word essays and one of them is like 7,000, and it's a lot of work. And it's getting really exhausting. I've been working on this one paper for like a week because I can't get it to like the 2,000 words that he wants and all this stuff. And anyway, so I've been really working on these papers and stuff. And then one of my professors has like his assessment is 50% an exam and then 50% your paper. Well, whenever I spoke to him with another student a couple weeks ago, he said, "Oh, the exam will be at night because I can't reserve a room for the daytime." So we were like, "Oh, that's good. We prefer it at night." Blah blah. And so last week he sent an email and was like, "Hey, this is the test date, show up," and gave us the review. And so I was really excited because for some reason I had it in my mind that it was going to be at night. So I guess I've been working on this other case study for like ever. And by the way, the essays are case studies. It's not like write an essay over this topic. It's like you have a company and or like a case study, I guess, over a company, and you write about it and you have to answer like certain questions and certain things, and it's just really like it's not what I'm used to at all. And it's a lot of research, and which by the way the school has no decent resources for research, so that's pretty awful as well. But anyway, so this test, right? I'm thinking that it was Tuesday night. Well, last night I stayed up pretty late, pretty insanely late, writing this paper. And then when I woke up this morning, I had intended to go to campus and finish working on the paper, but it was too freaking cold, and I was like, forget it, I'm just going to stay here. So I'm all intense working on this paper, and then at about 10:50, 11-ish, my friend Jessica starts calling. And the thing is that my work has been calling me and I don't want to work for them anymore, so I've sort of just, put my phone ringer on silent, and so I don't even notice when it's going off, but my text message is on. So Jessica's like calling me, and then she finally texts me and says, "I hope you make it in time for the test, dude." Well, I read the text message because that's the only thing I can see, and I flip out, and I called her back and the phone dropped or whatever, but I ended up talking to her, and she's so sweet. She ended up having to talk to my professor for me and was like, she was confused, she didn't know what it was, and he was just like really confused as to how I could have been so stupid. And so I talked to Jessica, and she was like, he said for you to show up in his room, like in his office room, or office, whatever. Yeah, to show up at his office at 12. And I'm thinking, what the F? Like at this point, I'd already run out the room, and like I didn't have anything on me. I grabbed a pencil and like some pieces of paper and just literally ran out the door. And so I'm halfway there. Jessica tells me that he said he didn't want to see me until 12. So I'm sitting there, and I figure, okay, well, I should start reviewing. Well, in order to get into the library, you need a student ID, which I didn't have because I just left the room. So I ended up going to like this random classroom and like went inside. Actually, yeah. I ended up going to the print room because they have a computer in there, and that's where somebody had told me. But anyway, once it was 12, I went and talked to him, and he starts, saying, well, and, unfortunately, for regular students, if the way that we do exams is that the school handles it and professors don't have anything to do with the exam. And so had this been that situation, I would have had to fail you. But the thing is, he doesn't speak English very well. And so what he said was, I'm going to have to fail you. And at that point, like most of you know, I'm on an insane amount of scholarships and grants and like all this stuff. And so if I get below a 3.0 GPA, I lose everything. And not only that, but for one of my, I guess one of my scholarships, if I don't maintain that 3.0 GPA, I will have to owe the state of Texas like $20,000 or something additional to what I already owe. And so at that point, like, I completely fell apart and I start crying. And I was like, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, I can basically cry on cue. So, of course, there come the waterworks, which always helps. I mean, honestly, it's helped so much. Just to let you know. Have no shame. So I talked to him and I start crying, and he was like, compose yourself. It's fine. It's fine. I'll let you take the test. You can have, he's like, go ahead, take 2 hours to compose yourself, review it, look over your stuff. If you know it, then great, and come back at 2 o'clock. And so I like ran out, and that's when I found the random classroom, and I'm sitting in this classroom, and I'm like, on the teacher's computer, there's no chair, and I'm just standing there, like, looking at all this stuff, looking at up the review, like, trying to go over the exam. It was just ridiculous. And I look awful. I mean, look at this. I haven't showered in a while. You can definitely tell it's finals week. But yeah. Other than that, I got to take it, and I think it went well. I'm not sure. We'll see. Bye. Oh, I need to show y'all something. Actually, no, I'm not going to show y'all because the person who it's meant for is going to see it. Yeah. Bye.